Welcome to the Human Momentum Podcast. I'm your host, Erik Schabert. I created this podcast to leverage 12 years of osteopathic medical training and over a decade of experience in primary care medicine to help sort through the confusing and sometimes contradictory health information found on the internet. I want to distill all this information down to a form that you can use every day to optimize your health as you move forward through life. So if you are looking to get to life's finish line with the ability to do the things you love intact, then this podcast is for you. If this is your first time here, please don't forget to smash the subscribe button and throw us a like as well. It really helps us get this information out to more people. With all that said, let's move on with today's episode. Hello, and welcome to the latest episode of the Human Momentum Podcast. Today, I am following up on a video that I put out a couple of days ago talking about a supplement called PainFlex and the fact that it surreptitiously contained a couple of medications. This is something that is highly illegal in the United States and has a great deal of potential to cause harm to the people who are taking these supplements that are actually medications, and they're getting these medications without their knowledge. These are frequently in products that are marketed as all natural, 100% organic even, and are marketed to help with specific problems, but in a way that is safe and free of harm. And this is simply not the case. This is a big problem in the United States. This is a criminal act in the United States. And I really would like to raise awareness and help people connect with resources that can keep them informed when supplements like this turn up so that you can avoid any of the related health issues. So let's dive into information on this topic. And I would like to start by telling you just how prevalent it is. According to a 2018 study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association, from the time period of 2007 to 2016, we were seeing in excess of 23,000 ER visits and 2,000 hospitalizations a year caused by harm from supplements that are contaminated with medications. These are not accidental contaminations either. These are intentional inclusion of these meds as ingredients. And once again, this is a federal felony we're talking about. But the process by which the FDA has to work their way through in order to pull these from the market and to hold the people producing them accountable is kind of long. And a lot of these companies have such convoluted structures that it's very difficult to get to the bottom of who's even in charge and who do we go after. Additionally, for every incident we see where we know that a supplement caused a problem, there are probably dozens or more that we don't know. The FDA does not routinely test nutritional supplements in the United States. So there are going to be a lot of incidences where a supplement contains a medication and we just never find out about it. When we do find out, it's because an emergency room doctor or a hospital reports an adverse event, is able to link it to this supplement, and then the FDA goes back and tests those supplements to see if they contain anything potentially harmful. So as frequently as this problem turned up in that 2007 to 2016 period, it's only becoming more common based on the number of warnings we're getting from the FDA on these supplements that they are finding medications in. Several of these incidences to me are particularly alarming. So I'm going to go through a few of what I think are the more egregious incidences of warnings that the FDA has put out there to make you aware of the kind of things we're seeing. The first of these is the one that I consider the worst. And the reason I think it's so bad is that this is a product that is marketed for children. It's called AgeBox iKids Growth Formula, and they have a day formula and a night formula. Each of these contains a medication called abutamorin. This is a medication that actually failed FDA approval because it was considered unsafe. And yet, this company is putting this medication that was designed to increase secretion of growth hormone into a formula that is being marketed to help kids grow, and it's all natural and it's safe. God, is this terrible? I cannot begin to tell you. So the safety issues that we're seeing with this medication was a high potential to cause increased risk for development of type 2 diabetes at a very early age in children who receive this. There are numerous other side effects as well, and there was even a potential link to increased risk of bloodborne cancers with this product. So again, please avoid this, and please be cognizant of these types of supplements that say they are proprietary blends and they have a secret mix of ingredients that is going to cause some sort of miracle outcome. Very frequently, these products are either snake oil at best, and at worst, they're frankly unsafe. More examples. So I did talk about PainFlex in August of 2025. That was flagged by the FDA. There are also several supplements, total of 5, that were found to contain dexamethasone and methocarbamol, the ingredients that were shown in PainFlex. Additionally, several of them contain nonsteroidal anti-inflammatories, including diclofenac and indomethacin. This is hugely problematic for several reasons. First off, long-term use of glucocorticoids like dexamethasone can result in the development of diabetes and a condition called Cushing's that has numerous adverse effects, including increased risk of heart disease, obesity, diabetes, all kinds of problems. The inclusion of nonsteroidal anti-inflammatories, potent ones like diclofenac and indomethacin, is also a major problem because if individuals aren't aware that they are getting these medications and they take something like Aleve or Motrin on top of that, it can cause irreversible kidney damage, amongst many other things. And the Robaxin has a sedating effect and can make it unsafe to drive. So including these medications in supplements without people's knowledge is potentially hugely harmful. So the next category of problematic supplements are those for weight loss. A good example is the fat burner, and I would put fat burner in quotes because there is no such thing as a fat burner, but the fat burner Fatzorb, which is billed again as an all-natural and completely safe weight loss supplement, but it's actually a drug. It contains the medication sibutramine. This was the active ingredient in the prescription drug Meridia, which was pulled from the market again for safety issues. So this is another huge problem. Sibutramine was known to induce hypertension in a vast majority of the people who took it over time, and was even shown to increase the risk of arrhythmias such as atrial fibrillation and stroke in individuals who took it long term. So again, this is something to entirely be avoided. It really only induced modest amounts of weight loss, and it did it at a huge cost. So the fact that this is in an over-the-counter product, and there's also a component called phenolphthalein in it, and phenolphthalein is suspected to increase cancer risk. Huge problems with these supplements. And our final group of offenders are the male enhancement category. This has been, over the years, a very common group of supplements to contain medications, and almost always that medication is the same one. It's sildenafil. Sildenafil is the active ingredient in Viagra, so most of you will recognize that. And you can understand why this works for quote unquote natural male enhancement. It's not natural, but it definitely will enhance a guy. The problem is when you are taking a supplement daily, or even some of these are directed to take shortly before you want to be active. And in those cases, obviously, it will be effective if the active ingredient is sildenafil. The problem becomes a lot of men who are motivated to take these supplements will do so in part because they have underlying atherosclerotic disease and heart disease. As a result, there's a great potential for individuals who are taking these supplements to suffer a heart attack. And part of the treatment for an acute heart attack is a medication category called nitrates. And combining nitrates with sildenafil is unsafe and can lead to a fatal drop in blood pressure during an acute heart attack. So, very dangerous. Not to mention the fact that if a man takes the supplement and then decides, well, I need a little bit more, so I'm going to take the medication on top of it, you can stack these, get an overdose, and lead to a number of unsafe conditions, including a potential for low blood pressure in the brain, loss of consciousness, stroke, all kinds of other problems. So again, this is a inherently unsafe condition. Well, then the question becomes, what do we do about this? Well, I think we can try to get our government on board with having a little better regulation of the supplement industry, which is currently the Wild West. You just never know what you're getting when you buy an over-the-counter supplement. I did discuss in a prior video a number of organizations that actually test and certify supplements, and supplements that have the labels of these organizations on them are significantly safer than ones that don't. Additionally, I am going to include at the end of this video and in the description of the video links to the FDA's page that lists every supplement they have flagged that contains medications so that you can identify these yourself and avoid them. Also, I would give the additional advice that we need to avoid supplements that use the phrase proprietary blend and refuse to list their ingredients, because these are far more likely to contain harmful components. Well, that's all I have for you today, folks. I again will be including at the end of the video the web address of the FDA's page on this topic. So please do try and stay well informed and stay away from these products that can cause a good deal of harm, because the FDA is very slow to remove these from the market. Take care, and we'll see you next time.